In this video we're going to show you how to 3D model a roof. So we already have a roof plan and we've drawn this either off an image or we've imported a DWG. So the first thing I want to do is get my protractor, and then I want to set a guideline that I am going to work to. So I click on the protractor, and if you're not aware you can use your arrows to lock it on different planes. So I'm going to press the right arrow, locks it on the red axis plane, click, go along the base, and then come up, and I'm going to type 30 degrees. Okay, so I've got an angle to work with. And I'm going to show you a way that you can draw a whole entire roof using just one guideline. So I get the line tool next. I can then start from the corner of the roof here, touch the apex of the roof, and then come up and away from that apex until it meets the guideline, and then that gives me the actual apex at a 30-degree angle. Next you would draw along the ridge line, and again you can use your arrows on your keyboard to lock it on that axis, and then come down until you meet the valley, and then draw down and along the valley, and that will create another 3D surface. Now here's the trick to use the same angle elsewhere throughout the roof plan, is you just draw a little piece of surface off that valley down to the edge like that, and I can repeat it on the other side, so just a little bit of surface down like that, and you've already got that angle there. So you've already got that basically 30 degrees that you can use. So to use it, I click on my next point, touch the roof apex again, and come up and away, but this time I'm going to hold shift on my keyboard, and that locks it on that axis from that point. Then I can go and touch the plane that I had created, and it matches the angle. Repeat the process, touch the next point of the ridge, come up and away, and just make sure that it goes on axis. So you may need to change your view. Come up and away, hold shift, and then touch the surface again and click. Now you can go along the ridge line until it meets the hip, and then just draw down from the hip, and that's created the surface. Then you can just get the eraser and delete that line, and you just repeat those processes throughout the rest of the planes. So I just now draw down from here to there, from here to here. This roof line will match to here, then back to here. I can then touch this point, come up and away, hold shift once it's on the axis. There we go, it's locked now. So I'm not even drawing anything, I've just touched the point, moved away, hold shift so it's locked on that axis, and then touch that guide over here. And that matches that angle. And then I can either go backwards, or I might just do the gable end here, and then draw back to here, and then down to here. Actually that will go down to here. This one then goes up to here, and now my roof's completed. And then the rest of it's just styling, so I can get rid of that now. And why I gave it a little bit of thickness was that now I can go and draw my fascia on the end, and then push pull that back 600 for example. Go to the other end, rinse and repeat, draw my line, touch the edge, come down, it finds parallel, touch the apex, come down, still parallel and from the apex, and then get the push pull tool, P for push pull, or click on it, and then I can double click and it repeats that 600 millimeters, and then one last gable end to tidy up. Again, touch the edge, come down, and from the top apex, and then down, push pull tool, P for push pull, double click, and there we have our roof. Next what we could do is create a gutter. So I'm just going to get my line tool, come out on the axis, left arrow to lock it on the green, and let's say I come out 100, and I come down 100, and back to there. So it's always good to use groups and components, so I'm going to double click on the surface with the select tool, right click and make it a group, edit my group, and then I can design my gutter profile. You could probably go and get a gutter profile from a manufacturer locally, but if you just want to draw your own, that's also fine. So I used the 2-point arc tool, and I just clicked from the midpoint up to the other midpoint, or tangent, then double click, and it just creates that arc and also cleans it up as well. So you could go more detailed if you wanted to on your profile, but for now this is all I want. The next thing what I'm going to do is if I just go to, I've got a shortcut for hide rest of model, so I'm going to press H when editing a group, and that will bring that back. And I want to mirror this object to the other side. So I've selected my gutter profile. I'm going to click on the mirror tool. Just before I drag the green plane, I'm going to press Control for copy, and then I can go and put that on the center point of the apex, and that just mirrors that to the other side. So next what I'm going to do is draw a path for it to follow. Well, actually there is a better way of doing that. I can select the path I want to follow first, so that's where it ends. Come back over to here, go to my Follow Me tool, and just after you click on the Follow Me tool, this is the key part, you need to right click on the group, select Edit Group, and it leaves you still with the Follow Me tool active. So now you can click and it will wrap around using that path that was in an external, wasn't in the group, so we're able to use that path that was not in that group. I'm going to edit my guttering again, just use a normal push-pull. And I like to, when I do things like push-pull, I don't try and match the corner exactly where I'm wanting it to be. I will move up and away and maybe touch that apex at the top. So I'm just looking for entities that I can match or move to. So again, I'm going to select this profile and I'm going to use the mirror tool, Control before I click and drag my mirror plane up to the apex, which puts it perfectly on that surface. Then I can push pull it. And why there's a couple of lines here is because the surface profile was already extruded, so it's kind of broken that, so I can just get the eraser with Control and just tidy that up. So here's a little video on how to make a 3D roof. I hope you enjoyed.